The surprise consequence of the decision as well of leaving was the grief that came from stepping outside of our community and not belonging anymore. And the research talks about measurable physical pain
in response to social rejection.
Yeah. And I don't think we felt, yes, definitely at times of rejection and ostracization, but in general, it could just be a slight comment or an inability to be curious about our decisions and instead just judge and bring your own fear and concepts on it. And look, that's been challenging for us too, because we've had to own the way we've shown up in relationships too. But during that process, it felt really painful.
Yeah. Yeah. And I so agree with you. Like it's not the big rejection things that feel painful. It's the small things of, I just got missed in that moment.
Yeah.
Just the small, and it could be offhand comments, just jokes, silliness that just didn't land. And there is a pain there. And
especially because we were very tender and vulnerable at that point too. It was very easy to be offended at a lot of things.
And so one of the things that we've kind of discovered is that, like, to really find belonging, you have to risk not having it for a season. And it was one of the most challenging things for us who are very relationally driven. And again, I would say that of all humans, that we are relational beings. To risk not having belonging is it's a crushing emotion in many senses, and really confronts the drivers that we have within us. And so like this shift from like looking at effectively what external belonging looks like to, okay, if that's removed, what do I have left? I've got to sink into an internal sense of safety, an internal sense of actually, like, am I worth belonging to myself? Am I worthy of even just love? And that simple question became something that drove us deeper into our own healing journeys. And I think even and we'll talk about this in other podcasts, but like our marriage has gone through such a dynamic shift as we've gone on our own journeys and more deeply understood individually, I'm worthy of love.
I love this conversation because I think traveling and the lonely season that was, and hear our heart, like this was an incredible opportunity, a crazy privilege. And it can also be lonely. For us, our intention of travel was very much to go on a healing journey and gain perspective and what do you call that? I'm sorry, get clarity, whatever. I'm just thinking because I had a thought there. But it made us realize how important community actually is. And that so much of the joy in life is relationship based. And so our intention of coming home was really to pursue that more, because you can be in the most incredible places in the world. And if there's no one to share it with, it can be so lonely. But I do think that, like what you're talking about, is changing from this external approval or external validation, external
sense of security,
to an
safety.
internal. And I think traveling was such an incredible experience because we didn't have other people to share it with. We could share it with each other, but there was also this self-appreciation that I could sink into moments. Say we were in, I don't know, Vietnam and on a boat in the middle of the ocean and there's no, like, they don't have a phone or so, there's no one to share it with other than the four of us. And I could experience that and I could sink into what that felt like with the sun on us and the moving through the water and your hair's out the side and just finding joy just for joy's sake. So, and the benefit of that is that it has created an ability for us to come back and not abandon ourselves to fit in again, to still be within ourselves and to give to community and to access into community from a really authentic, like emotionally congruent place.